Surds are simple, but there are some rules which you do need to know. So square root of a times by square root of a equals a. So for this, let's say for square root 2 times square root 2, then that would be 2, simply. So this is one rule you want to write. We need times it by another number, like let's say a times b, then the number will still be within the root, being that. So example for this would be square root 2 times by square root 4, simply be square root 8, 4 times 2, 8. Another one is a root b times by c root d. This would simply equal to a, c, and b, d. So an example for this would be 2 root 6 times by 3 root 2 equals 6 root 12. Slightly complicated parts is when it comes for fractions. So square root a over square root b, that will equal to the square root of a divided by b. So let's say if you are square root 4 divided by square root 2, that will simply equal to 4 divided by 2, and then from there you can simplify it. Now the next one is called rationalizing the denominator. You can't have a surd which is being the denominator. And then because you're rationalizing square root b, remember the first rule which we did where square root a times square root a would equals a, because we just want to have it as a normal number, not as a square root. So we'll just times it by square root b. So over here will be square root a b over b. And this is rationalized. An example for this would be square root 9 divided by square root 3. And then we just want to rationalize this, so square root 9 over square root 3 over square root 3, simply forming root 27 over 3. So this is the final answer from that. So for this question, they are asking us to write 48 in the form of k root 3. So we need to find the number k. And before finding that, we need to find what times 3 to 48. Root 3 times root 16 forms 48. So we can simplify this, which is 4. So 4 root 3 and k equals 4. So for this question, they're asking us to write this in the form k root 5. So it's simple over here that we need to simplify root 20. So we need to find two factors which times to form root 20. So root 4 times root 5. And then once again, we can simplify it being 2 root 5. And remember, we do have the 7. So simply we just have to times it over here, which is 14 root 5. And that is your simplified answer. For this question, it says to expand and simplify. So it's so 2 times 2 is 4. And then 2 times minus root 3 is minus 2 root 3. And root 3 times 2 is simply plus 2 root 3. And then for the last one, it's minus 3, since there's a plus and minus. Then you just have to collect the like terms. So we can cancel the minus 2 root 3 and plus 2 root 3. which leads us to 4 minus 3 being 1. So the answer is 1. So for this, the question says to rationalize the denominator. So what we have to do over here is times itself by root 3 over root 3, leading to 6 root 3 over 3. However, we can simplify it since 6 divided by 3 is 2 and 1, leading to 2 root 3. So for this, they are asking us to show how it can be written as 4 minus root 3. So again over here, we have to rationalize the denominator, but this time we're gonna use a minus. So we use the minus because we want to cancel out the root 3 and root 3. So you simply just times over here. So 10 minus 5 root 3 plus 4 root 3 minus 2. However, the root 3 and 3 is 3. So we'll just write that in brackets over here and then we'll times it later. And then divided by 2. 2 and 2 is 4 minus 2 root 3 plus 2 root 3 and then minus 3. So we simply just rearrange it. 10 minus 6, 6, minus 6 obviously, 4, and minus root 3. So minus 2 root 3 plus 2 root 3 cancels out, which 4 minus 3, 1, being 4 minus 3. So for this question, they want us to find that it can be written as root 2 over 3. So we rationalize the denominator. However, there's a small problem over here, since there is a surd below a denominator and then further a denominator. So we just look at this for the while. So 1 over root 2 plus root 2 over 1, same thing. So we just turn them into fractions. So we just make sure that both of them are the same so that we can add them up. So we times this side by root 2 times by root 2. So this would equal 2. And then this is 3 over root 2. And then we simply just do what the question was asking us to do. So 1 divided by 3 root 2. And then we just flip the fraction. So 1 times root 2 over 3, which is simply root 2 over 3. And that is how we get to the answer.